Here we go, stage 5, and this is the next gimmick that I was talking about. You can see we're no longer a car, we're a little boat that seems to have lost all of its power. Now, this is an interesting break from the normal gameplay. It's just a shame that they don't use it more, although there is only one more level after this one, but still, they could have used it at earlier parts of the game, and it's really a disappointment in that respect. Now, this is one of the harder sections coming up here. Those little boats and those little turrets aren't so bad. What's bad are those things, those little floating pink things. You definitely want to go slow through here, because those are insta-killers right there. Touch them, and you are dead. Very bad. Now, you can destroy them, but it takes a shitload of bullets and a shitload of time, and really you could just dodge them. Now, these submarines are kind of assholes, because they'll either, if you're in the middle, they'll torpedo your ass. However, if you try to get over to the other side, they like to push you into the mines, which is great. Now, once you get done with the water level, you transform back into the car, as you can see, and this is pretty much the middle section of this level. It's not really that hard, unless, of course, you just let the enemies come up beside you and shoot you. Don't do that. But like I say, it's not really that hard, and it gives you a chance to power up your car again, if you lost life or anything like that. The only thing you really have to worry about in this section are those damn trucks right there. I mean, they're the most annoying enemy in the game because they shoot out like 6 barrels of that crap, and if you're going pretty fast, they're really hard to avoid. All the stuff coming from behind is a piece of cake. As long as you've got your fully powered car, mostly everything in this game is a piece of cake. Now, we should be about done with this here. That key power-up would have helped us, but not really. We're almost done here, like I say. And we're coming up to the second exciting gimmick of the game. Or what does our car transform into now? But an A-10 Warthog, it looks like. Now, some interesting things to note about the plane is that, number one, you can power it up a little further than your car. So even if you've got your full-powered car when you come into this, you're going to need to collect another power-up. And you can power up its rapid fire one more time. But the gimmicks don't end there, oh no. Instead, this is where another variant of the auto-aim / manual control comes into play. If you've got manual control over your guns when you come into the plane level, you'll shoot out that giant, like, tomahawk missile thing there that you can see. Deals a crap load of damage, is kinda difficult to control. If you switch over to auto-aim, then you'll shoot out this dinky little homing missile that deals shit for damage, but at least it homes in. Which, the homing function isn't even that great, so yeah, stick with the manual aim. Now this section goes on for like 5 minutes of just nothing but this, so I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here. Also, I hope none of my viewers have epilepsy or anything like that, because if you do, you're fucked. I mean, what with this moving water background they have here with all the crap flying around, it's really not hard to understand why not many people were able to beat this game. It's not the fact that it's fucking hard as hell. It's the simple fact that if they somehow managed to make it to this part of the level, they had a seizure and died. No wonder. Now, this, as you can see, this clearly demonstrates how long and drawn out this is. Now here I managed to collect the auto-aim function, which shows off the control missile. As you can see, it flies around, it homes in, does shit for damage. Not very useful. You definitely don't want to have this while you fight the boss. Now, should be coming up to a jet there. You saw in the sped up part how fast I was able to take him out with the normal missile. This one takes about twice as long. Not good at all. So with that out of the way, let's speed it back up. God, yeah, this is a perfect example of what makes this game so difficult. It's not the fact that enemy placement or anything like that. It's the simple fact that they use logic against you here. Right? I mean, if you make the stages long enough, you're eventually going to get hit and probably die. Now this part of the level is the pre-boss area. Consists of nothing but snot comets and power-up ships. Overly long, lasts about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, so we'll just leave it sped up here. And Viola, finally, with all that bullshit out of the way, we've come to the boss, which is a giant-ass airship. Now don't be fooled by those propeller things there. Those are actually gun turrets, so you don't want to hover above those. Never do that. This is probably, I would venture to say, the hardest boss in the game, which kind of makes sense, I guess, coming off the hardest stage in the game. He has two attacks, well, two main attacks, that little missile launching thing there, and he can also fire off little bullets at you from each of those propellers. Always two at a time, and always in usually the same pattern. Now, it would be hard to dodge these things, except it creates so many sprites on screen that if you shoot, it slows the game down and makes it relatively easy to keep out of their path, I guess you could say. And this is the one boss that you simply can't shoot right off the bat. You have to wait until he reveals his weak spot, which is the engine compartment right there. Now, normally with the manual control missile, you can take him out in, I think, 2 times, after he opens it up twice. However, here I kind of screw it up. It's really random, because you may have noticed that the steam that the engine was letting off, number 1, it damages you, and number 2, it blocks your shots, which can be quite a pain in the ass, so your best strategy is to get right up next to the core, and hope that there's not a lot of steam coming out where you are. If there is, then you're just unlucky. Now, unless you're blind, you've probably noticed those 2 swinging balls on the back of the ship, which, why he has those on the airship is beyond me, but that's alright. Those are insta-killers, and you may have also noticed that we're slowly moving up towards them. Now, we eventually get up so far that you can't get down below the engine core, and that's quite dangerous because you have to dodge the missiles while dodging the insta-kill balls there, I guess you'd say. And also, it's not simply the balls that you have to worry about, it's the chain that they're attached to. That kills you instantly as well. Very deadly, very bad. However, once you get past a certain point on the ship, then you'll float back down to the start, if you don't kill him before then, which there's really no reason not to. And you'll start the whole process over again. See? Already dead. Now, if you have your computer-controlled missiles here, then you probably are going to take a long fucking time to kill him, because, like I say, they do shit for damage. But with him out of the way, I thought this thing would float up from the bottom here, but this is the one power-up vehicle after the boss that you don't actually have to destroy. And I really fucked myself over because I need the life.